Oh, let me learn from all the ways I fall.
Let me learn from all the ways I fall.
Oh, let me know that love can heal us all.
Let me know that love can heal us all.
Oh, let me know that love can heal us all.
Let me know that love can heal us all.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
That's right. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me share the good that's overflowing.
Let me share the good that's overflowing.
And let me care for those around the world.
Let me care for those around the world.
Oh, oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me share the good that's overflowing.
Let me share the good that's overflowing.
Oh, let my steps reveal a path of peace.
Let my steps reveal a path of peace.
Oh, let me talk each day a little kinder.
Let me talk each day a little.
Oh, oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy
I think it really is my turn. This is very, very loud. Welcome to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living and our Sunday celebration service. My name is Dusty Rippelmeyer, and I have the honor and privilege of being this community's spiritual director. My pronouns are she and her. Our center, the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living, is part of a larger organization called Centers for Spiritual Living. And Centers for Spiritual Living is a practical and positive philosophy, faith, and way of life, a global community of over 450 spiritual centers teaching chapters and special focus ministries in 30 countries worldwide. Our community is a spiritual home for a diverse group of people who are seeking a deep and abiding relationship with each other and with that which is greater than themselves. Our purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower individuals to experience themselves as unique and individualized expressions of God. We do this within a sacred and supportive community that welcomes everyone just as they are. Our mission is the transformation of our personal lives and to being a powerful and beneficial presence on the planet. We do this through celebration, service, study, fellowship, and the energy of unconditional love. Our vision is a world that actually does work for all. We do this by consciously practicing the truth of our oneness and unity with God in our everyday lives. You are welcome here no matter where you are on your path. So I have a few announcements today, and I'm sure, please, no one leave, but Sean is not here, so he won't be doing the announcements today. But as I've been saying, February is a very full month, and we are taking that fullness all the way down to the end through March and even into April. So we've talked about the season of nonviolence, we've talked about Black History Month, we've talked about Ramadan, and we talked about Lent. And today I would like to add a perhaps lesser known day of observance, Carpe Diem Day. Carpe Diem Day is celebrated each year on February 26th, so it's up and coming. You can get yourselves all ready for it, reminding us that this day, actually every day, is the one that counts. This moment right now is the only moment there is. Carpe diem is a Latin phrase meaning seize the day. It comes from the Roman poet Horace, appearing in his work Odes, written around 23 BC. The verb carpe literally means to pluck or harvest like fruit at its ripest moment. Many of you may remember the movie The Dead Poets Society. One of the main characters, John Keating, who was played by Robin Williams, is a vivid example of someone who understands how to go deep into the soul of life. A teacher at a rigid boarding school, he challenges his students to make their lives extraordinary. These young men have lost sight of their dreams and ambitions, dutifully preparing to follow in their father's footsteps, as if their inner life were slowly drying up. In one remarkable scene, Keating gathers the boys before a trophy case filled with photographs of earlier graduating classes. He says, "Look at these pictures, boys. The young men you behold had the same fire in their eyes that you do. They planned to take the world by storm and make something magnificent of their lives. That was 70 years ago. Now they are all pushing up daisies. How many of them really lived out their dreams? Did they do what they set out to accomplish?" Then he leans in and whispers, "Carpe diem, seize the day." It was a great movie, worthy of a second go-around, I think. Some more up-and-coming announcements. Sunday, March 1st, we will once again be here at Solely Holistic. The next 4 services will be online only. They have a lot of things going on here also. So March 8th, 15th, 22nd, and 29th, all will be online only. All services begin with a meditation at 9:45, followed by a service at 10:15. The next 2 announcements are save the date announcements. The first is for TCSL Wise Women's Tea, which will be on Mother's Day, Sunday, May 10th. The event is for women of all ages who would love to share their wisdom with each other. There will be tea, small bites, fruit, cheese, and of course, chocolate. The event will be held from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Come to church. have lunch with your family, and then come back to join us. The second is for our annual meditation retreat. The retreat will be held at the St. Francis Springs Retreat Center from Friday, May 29th at 6 o'clock through Sunday afternoon, May 31st at 3 o'clock. The weekend will include multiple types of meditation to experience and explore opportunities to be out in nature, good food, good music, and deep connection, not only with the divine, but with each other. It is truly a life-changing experience. Please consider joining us for this amazing and sacred event. The invitation is to be on the lookout for registration information, which will be coming soon, and to mark your calendars today to attend one or both of these really amazing events. Our Wednesday evening services have been changed in look. However, they continue to be a midweek spiritual pick-me-up. Then a new concept called a year of value. It will be a journaling self-study program in which you will receive a quality each week on Wednesday, along with all kinds of resources to grow that quality in your own life. By focusing on the many different aspects of leading an exemplary life, we believe that it will support participants in making 2026 truly a year of value. So to sign up, which is still okay whenever you feel called to do so, send an email to, you know where, info@trianglecsl.org, indicating your desire to participate in the Wednesday evenings. Before moving on, we would like to thank Carol Cross for her beautiful meditation that expanded the container that our service will unfold within. So thank you very much, Carol. And now please welcome her back to the stage.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. And I love seeing new faces and old faces and our neighbors and our neighbors across the ocean in Hawaii. It's, very special to have you here. Okay, so the theme for the year 2026 is Open at the Top. Our theme for the month of February is Embracing the Edge. And Reverend Dusty's message today is on the edge of the possible. Sounds great. But before we do that, we are going to do our ritual of the blessing of all people. And I'd like to ask my dear friend Renata to come and assist me with this. What's that? Oh, yep. Okay. So the Center for Spiritual Living honors both the truth that we were all created by God out of the same God stuff, and that there is a multiplicity of divine emanations, each individualized and unique in their own way as represented by this ceremony. So whether this is your first time with us, or your 1,000th time, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you are in the room physically or participating via technology or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether your soul is full of joy and possibility, or your heart is heavy and your mind is consumed with troubles, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you are brand new to the science of mind philosophy, or you've practiced it for a long time, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether your skin, eye, and hair color are a rich, dark shade, or you're the palest tint of color, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether your politics tend towards the red side, or towards the blue side, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you are married, or single, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you are in the first third of your life, or the third of your life, or somewhere in between, you're loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you feel your connection with God is the driving force in your life, or you aren't even sure you believe in God, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Each and every color is beautiful, unique, and significant. They all combine together into an amazing whole. Thank you all for contributing your special vibration to today's service and to life itself. And so it is. So thank you, Renata. And so now I would like to invite up to the podium our practitioner for today, Miss Diane Carnes.
Good morning, everybody. It has been a very long time since I was the platform host, so bear with me a little bit. Right now, I want to do a little invocation for the service before our talk, I guess. And I'm going to rely on my favorite, Ernest Holmes, to do that, to get us started. He says, whoops. It doesn't matter what we call it, so long as we remember that there is a secret place of the Most High within us, and that we may consciously enter it by merely knowing that we are already there. This is the place where the universe meets us in its wholeness without any restriction whatsoever. This is the place where the all delivers everything that it is to us. I let go of every inharmonious, limiting thought. I quietly turn within and acknowledge that inner peace of my own being. Beautiful, uplifting feelings of harmony, peace, and love flow through me like a river, elevating my consciousness to a new and higher level of acceptance. Now I just want to say a blessing, particularly on Reverend Dusty, who's going to give us her wonderful talk in just a few minutes. And also a blessing on our AV people, Ava and Heather, who are doing such a beautiful job, provide us with music and with the streaming. I want to say a word of blessing on all the musicians that you will be hearing today electronically, and anybody who had anything to do with Cary for her wonderful meditation and her service and her ebullient spirit, and anybody else who had anything to do with preparing for this day. Now we will have a reading, a short reading, and it is called This Life is Joy by Reverend Roger Teal. And he says, what we believe becomes an open invitation for manifestation. In the midst of a problem, believe in the possibilities inherent within the problem. You are disengaging your vital energies from an attack on the problem and making yourself available to guidance, inspiration, innovation, and serendipity. You are moving from reactivity to higher order creativity. And now we will have another music video by DeLacy.
I will run, I will climb, I will soar. I'm undefeated. Oh, jumping out of my skin, pull the cord. Yeah, I believe it. Oh, the past is everything we were. Don't make us who we are. So I'll I'll dream until I make it real, and all I see is stars. It's not until you fall that you fly. When your dreams come alive, you're unstoppable. Take a shot, chase the sun, find the beautiful. We will glow in the dark, turning dust to gold, and we'll dream impossible. Possible. And we'll dream impossible. I will chase, I will reach, I will fly until I'm breaking out my cage like a bird in the night. I know I'm changing into something big, better than before. And if it takes 1,000 lives, then it's worth fighting for. It's not until you fall that you fly. When your dreams come alive, you're unstoppable. Take a shot, chase the sun, find the beautiful. We will glow in the dark, turning dust to gold, and we'll dream impossible. Impossible. From the bottom to the top, we're sparking wild fast. Never quit and never stop the rest of our lives. From the bottom to the top, we're sparking wild fast. Never quit and never stop. It's not until you fall that you fly. When your dreams come alive, you're unstoppable. Take a shot, chase the sun, find the beautiful. We will glow in the dark, turning dust to gold, and we'll dream impossible. Possible. And we'll dream impossible.
I got the finger. So welcome to those of you who may have just arrived in the sanctuary. Our theme for the month of February is embracing the edge, and over the month we have been looking at a number of different edges in our lives. And the first we called the edge of life, and that was the edge that exists between our inner beliefs and our outer actions. The second was the inner edge, and that's the edge that is the point where our self-perception bumps up against the deeper truth of who we really are. And then the third was the edge of the known, and that edge is the threshold between what we already understand and all of those things that remain a mystery. Today, we complete the month with a conversation around the edge of the possible. Now, standing at the edge of the possible asks us to really lean beyond what we think we know and really dare to envision what could be. The edge of possibility is where dreams begin. It is where we awaken our collective imagination, daring to believe that anything and everything is possible. For example, when Henry Ford decided to produce his famous V8 motor, he was standing at the edge of the possible. He chose to build an engine with an entire 8 cylinders cast in one block. And so he instructed his engineers to begin to work on a design that would make that possible. So the engineers got the design on paper, but they all agreed that it was simply impossible to be able to cast an 8-cylinder engine block in one piece. And so Ford replied, "Produce it anyway. Produce it anyway." The underlying truth is that science of mind teaches us that there is a power greater than we are, a law of good that really responds to our thoughts. When we align our collective consciousness with that vision, we multiply really what we are able to impact exponentially. There is a saying that people often use that says, "I'll believe it when I see it." However, the foundational truth is that I will see it when I believe it. I will see it when I believe it. And Ernest Holmes invites us to lift our sight up above the small and temporary fixes and to see everything from a larger, more expanded view. He encourages us to have a faith that is wide enough to hold and to transform the entire world. In order to do this, we need to know who and whose we are. We need to be able to trust the divinity that is within us and to see and acknowledge and to honor the divinity that is in everyone else. We need to call forth our own internal wisdom and to lean into our innate imagination. We need to call upon the spiritual practice of patience and be willing to step into long-term commitment. And we have to be able to develop emotional steadiness and to cultivate a tolerance for complexity. These are the things that we need as we step up to that edge of the possible. This might feel like a tall order. However, humanity has crossed the edge of the possible many times before, and they didn't do it by accident. They did it through imagination and perseverance and collective effort. Some examples of the powerful ways that we have moved beyond what seemed impossible could include, number one, we crossed the threshold from earthbound species to spacefaring explorers in 1969 when humans walked on the moon during the Apollo 11 mission. Prior to that, the sky was an unreachable ceiling. Number two, we crossed the threshold from chemical energy limits to atomic scale power with the discovery of nuclear fission and the development of atomic energy. The creation of the first nuclear reactor under the Manhattan Project marked the moment that humanity learned to unlock the energy that is inside of matter itself. Number three, we crossed the threshold when we decoded life, allowing us to move from observing evolution to directing biology. The identification of DNA's structure from James Watson and Francis Crick really revealed the molecular code of life. Decades later, tools like CRISPR enabled precise gene editing and shifted us from reading genetic information to rewriting it. Number four, we crossed the threshold from isolated knowledge silos to global real-time connectivity with the rise of the internet, collapsed geographical barriers to communication. Prior to that, the world was wide and vast, and it took days and long hours to be able to communicate with others across it. But in that moment, in those moments, the world was connected in ways that it never had been before. Number five, we crossed the threshold from surviving epidemics to permanently ending one when vaccination campaigns led to the eradication of smallpox, which was certified by the World Health Organization in 1980. This was the first time that humanity intentionally eliminated a disease worldwide. Number six, we crossed the threshold from rights guaranteed by rulers to rights recognized as inherent with the adoption of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights after World War II. This marked a moral threshold. It formalized the idea that dignity and rights belong to all humans, not just citizens of powerful states. The deeper truth is that humanity has always evolved across and through thresholds, and these were just a few of them. Across science, technology, medicine, ethics, and exploration, the pattern is similar. Risk accompanies transformation. Imagination precedes capability, and collaboration amplifies possibility. Each threshold expands the horizon of what can be conceived next. Therefore, the edge of the possible isn't fixed. It really moves as we move it. I believe that collectively as a society, we are standing at the edge of the possible right now. A space between what has defined us and what is trying to emerge through us. This is not a political moment. This is a consciousness movement and moment. As a species, we periodically reach points where our old frameworks no longer hold. They no longer work for us, for any of us. Our inherited stories about identity or about power or about success or about belonging or about reality in general strain under new awarenesses. Systems wobble. Narratives fracture, and certainty is dissolved. Collectively, the edge shows up as a rapid acceleration of change, or perhaps an exposure of shadow elements, or perhaps a heightened sense of sensitivity and polarization, or perhaps a combination of all of them. Now, humanity has long relied on fixed structures such as cultural, economic, political, and intellectual to create some stability. Now, many of those structures are being questioned or reshaped. It produces anxiety. It has produced anxiety on a global level. When an old worldview dissolves, people react in some fairly predictable kinds of ways. They either cling harder, more ferociously to the past, or they attempt to control what feels uncontrollable, or they, hopefully, consciously step into new ways of being in the world. Collectively, being on the edge of the possible means we can no longer pretend that we are separate. We can no longer pretend that we are separate from each other or from the planet. We are being invited to mature, to grow, and to evolve, not into perfection, but into responsibility and into stewardship. On the edge, we meet up with a choice point. On one path, we feel contraction. People double down on control and fragmentation. The other expands, really evolving into cooperation and deeper awareness. Collectively, we are holding both potentials at the same time, and spiritually, that tension really is creative. Sitting in that space can be very, very creative. Ernest Holmes reminds us that we have not yet tapped into the true power of our collective consciousness. We've only barely scratched the surface. What might happen if we align not in dogma but in vision around the shared idea and the shared belief that good is possible and available. What would it look like if we cultivated a larger faith that demanded that we take real, creative steps, asking not just what's wrong, but what needs to come next? This week, we are looking at the collective. However, the individual plays a role in the collective. When a society stands at that edge of the possible, then it's easy to feel small. It's easy to feel really small, but spiritually speaking, the individual is not separate from the collective. The collective is made up of each and every one of those individual consciousnesses. So the role of the individual is not peripheral. The role of the individual is foundational. In a sense, the edge of the possible is not out there in humanity, but it actually flows through each and every single one of us. Each and every single one of us is significant to the whole. And the question becomes less, what is the world becoming? But more about what am I becoming in the midst of all of this? What am I becoming? The edge of the possible is not comfortable. It stretches us beyond our beliefs, beyond our habits, beyond our fears, and beyond our assumptions. Are we willing to imagine something bigger than our own personal comfort? Something that might require courage or creativity or, heavens to God, spiritual audacity. Are we willing to stretch? At the collective edge, there is temptation. Temptation to feel either powerless or to feel responsible for saving everything. Now, the underlying truth is that both are distortions. The individual role is neither savior nor spectator. The individual role is as a participant. We are responsible for the radius that we touch. And what I want you to know is that that radius is much larger than we can even imagine. Consciousness evolves through lived experience. The collective edge is not asking every individual to become an activist or to become a leader or to become a visionary. What the edge of the possible is asking us is to become more conscious, to become more aware of our impact, to become more aware of our fear, to become more aware of our potential, and to become more aware of our interconnectedness. When enough individuals choose awareness over autopilot, the collective shifts organically. Just would happen. To be called forward at a collective edge doesn't always feel heroic. It feels unsettling. It feels like there is a tension within our own bodies and within our own lives that we cannot ignore anymore. It's an inner disturbance that refuses to get quiet, and awareness that kind of just gets stuck right in there. It keeps showing up like an injustice that we used to scroll past, or a pattern in our workplace that drains integrity, or a cultural narrative that suddenly feels very false, or a conversation that everybody avoids. And the bottom line is that we cannot go back to not seeing it. We cannot go back to not seeing it, and that tension just is there. At the edge, perception heightens. We may feel more emotionally responsive, less tolerant of inauthenticity, more aware of collective pain, and more moved by possibility. A number of us went to listen to Reverend Barber last weekend, and really everyone there was moved by, he called it hope, I call it possibility. And it was magnificent to have a whole group of people, maybe a couple of thousand people, just on the same wavelength, bringing love forward together. At the edge, everything heightens. And our fear might be mixed with a sense of aliveness. Can you remember ever having that feeling? It's like fear, but then there's this aliveness that's there. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I feel like I have to do it. I'm alive. And that might be the most reliable sign that we have been called to the edge, because if it was just fear, we would withdraw. We wouldn't do it. We wouldn't even be thinking about it. And if it was just excitement, it would feel really easy, and it doesn't always do that. And so we feel both. We hold both, fear and excitement. Collective edges create commentary like, somebody should fix this. Or, why doesn't anyone address this? The call becomes personal when those sentences turn inward, not in ego, not in savior energy, but in responsibility. And we start wondering, if not me, then who within my sphere? The collective edge is vast, however, our individual role within it is specific. We don't need to solve humanity. We need to stop abandoning that part of us that knows the truth. In order to do that, we need to become people, we need to become a culture capable of holding the future and the vision that we claim to want. The spiritual work is not about believing harder. It's about becoming capable of holding our vision, right? The vision, the global vision, a world that works for all. It's about becoming capable of holding that vision in the midst of it. The question shifts from what should happen to who must we become to steward it? Who must we become? Individually and collectively. It's not going to feel euphoric all of the time, but it will feel grounded. Collective possibility cannot be carried out by emotionally reactive people. Spiritually, this means taking responsibility for our triggers. Really learning to regulate before we respond, distinguishing discomfort from danger, and refusing to let outrage define our identity. If we cannot sit with discomfort, we will sabotage any larger vision the moment it begins to challenge us. We have to be able to sit with discomfort. It means our public stance needs to reflect our private values. Our consumption needs to reflect our values. Our speech needs to reflect our deeper truth. And our relationships need to reflect the world that we want to live in. If we demand systemic change without personal congruence, we create the same fracture over and over and over again. Spiritually, stepping into the edge requires a widening of the circle of self. Not erasing individuality, but really recognizing interdependence. The edge of possibility is for each and every single one of us without exception, and we need to cross that threshold together in order for this to really work, in order for things to change. Because of that, perhaps most of all, we need to shift from spectators to participants. The old identity says, someone else will fix this. The emerging identity says, I am responsible for the field I touch. Not responsible for everything, but responsible for something. When individuals choose steady, conscious participation, the collective edge becomes stable ground. In the end, the edge is who we are capable of becoming individually and collectively, and with that, possibility is unlimited. Unlimited. Look what we have done in the past. Reverend Elijah Christopher says this week's theme reminds us that the edge isn't a metaphorical cliff. It's the threshold where faith meets action, where imagination meets the law, and where we step boldly into a larger idea of who we are and what we can co-create together. As a spiritual community, we are not just here to be comforted by a possibility. We are here to create it. When we stand at the edge, we don't peer into the void, we peer into infinite potential. Science of Mind reminds us that there is a power greater than we are, and we can use it not just for personal healing or prosperity, but for the awakening of a world that works for all. Together, we step boldly toward that edge, not to fall, but to fly. Delancey spoke about it, sang about it. Not to fall, but to fly. So the invitation for each of us this week is to spend some time journaling about our personal edge of the possible. Where do we stop believing that something could happen? Where does our faith fail, and where does it soar? To meditate on the moments in our life when something impossible became possible, and to ask ourselves, what shifted? What shifted? To reflect on where we might be holding a small view instead of a wide, expansive one. This week, the invitation is to challenge ourselves to live from the edge of possibility, to ask ourselves every day, what would I do today if I really believed that anything was possible? What would I do today? Speak one bold affirmation every morning and take one small, concrete action aligned with that belief, knowing that we will see it when we can imagine it and when we can believe it. The invitation is to live as though the law was listening, because it is. Because it is. And so it is. So it is. Thank you all so very much. Please turn within for a moment as I speak a word of prayer for each and every single one of us today. With my eyes closed, I am acutely aware of the power and presence of the divine that is within me and surrounding me. I feel its energy. I feel its love. I feel its wisdom. I sense its grace. I recognize its abundance. I know that it is all things good, and that I was created in its image and likeness, and that right where I am, God is in its fullness. I am its ambassadors of all of those good things. And just as I know that this is my truth, I know that it is absolutely the truth of each and every person sitting here today, every person that will watch this service at a later date, all sentient beings on the planet. We are all one with each other, one with God, one with life itself, connected by that golden thread of God stuff. And it is from this place of unity that I speak these words about and for each of us today, individually and collectively, knowing that we are spiritual beings having a human incarnation, that we arrived on the planet with everything that we need within us to co-create a world that we love to live in and a world that works for all. That truly, as we stand in these edges of our lives, that we do come to a choice point. We always have choice. And so what I know as we stand on the edge of the possible is that anything is possible. We are not looking into a void. We are looking into infinite possibility. And when we know that, and we trust that, and we have faith in that, then it shows up in our lives. I will see it when I believe it. And so in these moments, I believe it. I believe that collectively on the planet, we are on the edge of possibility. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that anything is possible. That when we come together, united, aligned with the truth of who we are, aligned with the truth of who everyone is, bringing forward our spirituality in a way that says to everyone, you are important. You are vital to the whole. You matter. We can soothe and know that that love that we are at our very core can change things, can shift things. And no matter what it feels like to our human perceptions, the truth is, with God on our side, nothing can stop us. Everything can change. And I'm so grateful to know this truth and to speak these words. So grateful for the power of prayer, knowing that these words are loosed into a law that only ever says yes. And so I speak them and I release them into that law, letting go and letting God be God. I invite each of us to anchor this prayer for ourselves, for each other, for our community, and for the world, simply by saying, and so it is. And so it is. Amen. It is now time for our conscious giving. And this is the time each week that we offer financial support to this community so that we can continue to be a beacon of light and warmth and love in the Greater Triangle area. What I know about this offering is that it really raises our spiritual community. It prospers the one giving, and it adds to the energy of sufficiency on the planet. There are 3 ways that you can give. They're here on your screen. Visit our website at trianglecsl.org. You can text GIVE to 919-629-9148, or you can send a check to our PO Box 4062, Cary, North Carolina, 27519. And so I just invite you to turn within as I speak a word of blessing upon this offering. Truly knowing that this offering is an opportunity for each of us to really powerfully step into the flow of life. That giving and receiving are necessary, and that as we do this, we tap into that flow. We become a part of it. And our lives change, and the life of this center changes. So I'm grateful for each and every gift, no matter how big or how small, knowing that it all lifts everyone that is giving and really lifts and raises and supports this community. So I thank everyone for their gift, and I thank God for the gift of each and every single one of you. And so it is. And now we have, let's see, it's Dove Cameron and, what's her name?